offense.
Many times this week we have seen in the first end teams wanting to play it open. In the pregame last stone draw, BC ended up getting last stones, so Manitoba will get things started, and this is lead Riley Cox.
Top 4, grade 12. Then we can go with it. Go ahead. Top 12. Go ahead, yeah.
Here they go. The ladies proving me wrong already. I expected they might open with a center guard to try and get some offense going right away, but they've called this top 4. It looks a little light, but the call was top 4.
Good, good sweep. 14-9. Sit down here.
And with BC, we have lead Mara Harris. You may recognize the last name, as her father is fairly prominent in the curling world, Mike Harris.
Any roll? Go, go, go. Nice. 9-7. Just a bit tight.
This Manitoba team, they curl out of the Carman Golf and Country Club. They are the reigning U18 Canadian champions. Riley Cox, a grade 12 student at Carman Collegiate.
Easy. Curl. Wait, good. 10. Curl. Good. 9-5. Yep. Same weight.
Mara Harris is a geography student at the University of Victoria.
9-5. Curl. Go, Mare. Gotta go. Yeah, I got 9. Yeah. Thanks. Top 4.
A little more. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say Manitoba second, India Young. She is also a grade 12 student. All 4 of these Manitoba players, grade 12 students at the same school, Carman Collegiate. So they know each other well. They see each other often, both in and out of the curling world.
It's a lot of benefit to teams, we believe, from a coaching standpoint. A lot of benefit to teams that can be geographically central, because it gives them more opportunity to be together, not just a competition.
Yeah, and you don't see that all across the board here. There are a lot of teams with players that are some in university, some in high school, playing in different cities where they would have to practice on their own before they go to competitions. Sean, you are a coach, so that is something that would probably make it a little bit more challenging than a team like Manitoba that is always together.
Yeah, and it's the reality for kids at this age. I call them kids. I guess they're young adults, but it's the reality that, you know, it's this time of their lives when they're moving away from school, and their lives are very much in flux. So it's an added challenge to perform at this level with everything going on in their normal lives. From a coaching standpoint, that's an added layer of challenge to help them manage that, because it'll be the first time they've been doing it. You know, the adult teams, the folks at the Briar and the Scotties, they're all over the place generally too, but the grown-ups or adults, they've lived through this phase, so not so much management and learning going on there.
This is the BC second, Gabby Brissett. She's a civil engineering student at the University of Victoria, 19 years old.
Okay, coming down. Should come down here. Fresh pass. Curling. Should stick around. You can bring it right here. I think we're there. Pretty close. I think we can brush down. 14-5. Okay.
Manitoba third, Kira Cron.
Just 10 here.
This BC team, they're a little bit older than this Manitoba team. This is BC third, about to throw Meredith Cole. Meredith is a psychology student at the University of Victoria. 3 of these girls from BC are at the University of Victoria.
Okay. Queen. Curl. 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 Curl the stage. Curl the stage. Sit down. 10-3. Just straight wide. Thanks.
Yeah. Top floor.
Not a whole lot of analysis needed this end. That first rock going in the house pretty much dictated how both teams were going to play it. Set it up, take it out, set it up, take it out. I think both teams are just happy to learn the ice here a little bit.
You see this a lot. We've seen it a lot this week, at least in the first end, sometimes the second end, where teams elect to keep it open. Sean, you see that more on tour these days with men and women too, with the 5-rock rule. Teams maybe trying to not want to let a game get away from them in the first end.
Yeah, I mean, some teams, it's a bit of a split, right? I think in a 10-end game, sometimes they're more willing and more eager to just kind of rip through an end to save a little clock time. The other side of the coin is this is the best ice they're going to get for the next 10 ends. So some teams will look at it and go, this is where I can make all my finesse shots. This is where I can really go after maybe a little push my advantage here a little bit. So it's kind of split. I see half and half.
Okay, just on the nose.
As we get ready for skip stones, BC1 in the house, and we will see Manitoba skip
Just normal.
Shayla Howard,
They're coming up a little bit, so you can stay down, right?
17-year-old, also at Carmen Collegiate. With her first.
Queen. Queen. Whoa. Queen.
I think inside the 4th it seems to be current. Yeah, I agree. I think you can go like here. Yeah, you got it. There's just 10-4, and it curled up nice. Yeah. A very nice roll here. Should curl. If we're more than a 10, it should run, I think.
You heard me say that 3 of these students from Team BC are at the University of Victoria. The lone player that is not at the University of Victoria is skip Emily Bowles that you see here. She is a biology student at Camosun College, 20 years old.
Okay, same thing.
Shayla Hayward with her final rock in the first end. And she will not be able to hold her shooter. This will make it pretty easy for Emily Bowles. We imagine we'll throw it through for the blank.
Yeah, probably picking a spot in the ice where they need a little bit of intel. but she won't be flirting with the house here, I don't imagine.
And through the house like we thought. So after one end, Manitoba, BC are tied at 0. And we will be back with you after a quick break.
When I think New Holland, the first word that would come to my mind, I would think success. I think without it, for me, the success isn't there.
Whenever you deal with somebody so long and they take care of you, you remember that.
New Holland builds products that will continue to evolve and make the farmer more efficient, that can produce food for the world.
Here's to those who ask how. Like Kevin, who asked Janine from Home Hardware how to build a place to work. Or not work. Or Siobhan, who took Josh's advice and created a front yard worthy of this TV commercial. Or Eric and Sasha, who asked Julie how to reimagine their backyard so they could be more outdoorsy. Complete your next project with helpful advice from thousands of store owners and team members across Canada. Home Hardware and Building Centers. Here's how.
Welcome back to the New Holland Canadian U21 Championships at the Suncor Community Leisure Centre, McDonald Island Park in Fort McMurray, Alberta.
Looks like it's coming down, guys.
Sean, first end, wide open, 0-0.
It's good.
Right out of the gate here, we see a corner guard thrown by BC, so maybe we will get a little bit more action in the second.
Yeah, the first Manitoba rock slipped deep into the house, and so BC elected to maybe start to stir stuff up a little bit. Manitoba as well, now electing to throw something up front. So I think we're going to get a little bit more messy this end, which should be fun.
Here, Sean talk about Manitoba too. That is, some of these provinces here have 2 representatives. This happens to be Manitoba 1. They were the provincial champions, but Manitoba has 2 berths here, as do many of the other provinces, both men's and women's. 18 teams on the women's side, 18 teams on the men's side. They're divided up into 2 pools of 9. The top 3 in each pool at the end of round robin will advance to the playoffs for the weekend.
Yeah, and the whole theory there is getting more athletes, more exposure at the national level. It's the same sort of setup in U18s, with tons and tons of teams all getting national experience. Because at the end of the day, U18s and even to some extent this event are really, really development, preparing these athletes for the next level.
Nice. 15-3.
All of these kids, I'm sure, have their eyes set on one day going to the World Championships.
Are you like easy?
Women's competition here. The winner here will advance to represent Canada at the U21 World Championships next year. Speaking of the World Championships, Mr. Brad Gushu was here for the first few days of this competition as his daughter plays for Team Newfoundland. He left a couple days ago to head over to Switzerland for the World Men's Championship.
Something we saw quite a bit yesterday in our games. Misses, if we saw them line-wise, were typically over curls, and to some extent, I chalk that up to just experience with such a good playing surface. Like This ice is as good as you're ever going to get anywhere, and it's punishing if you maybe have a little bit of a soft release or aren't quite as clean on your release.
And this ice has been really constructed by the head ice maker, Matt Yo, and his crew. They have done a sensational job. They have been here for close to 2 weeks now, making this surface, working on it day and night, so that these kids get the opportunity to play on an arena championship quality ice.
BC's got a little bit something going here with a couple of rocks in play. Sitting 1-2. Manitoba there probably wanted to roll that closer to the center to try and cluster those 2 yellow rocks. To try and cluster all the rocks in the house so that possibly they could get a double out of it. Right now, BC's looking really good for their 2 as long as they can keep those their rocks separated.
BC will just
I wish we did make the double.
roll a bit too far. They will still sit 1.
They would have liked to have sat that one for second shot, but it's okay at this point in the end. They're still in decent shape. They're still in relatively good position to get their 2. The rocks behind the tee line are a little bit of a, they're not really helping Manitoba that much.
Trying hard to hold this one. They will be unable to do that. And that will allow BC to go after that Manitoba stone in the back of the house.
Let's do this for now. Love it. Just to bring that second rock into play. 11-5. Think a bit more done, I think, with 11-5.
So that was a good conversation there. There was a debate, there was a conversation around whether or not they wanted to just draw around the guard or whether they wanted to hit this one in the back. I would have been pretty happy with either one. I think ultimately they decided to hit this one you heard one of the players say to bring that other yellow rock into play. It's early enough that if they loop one around there, they kind of force Manitoba to go after it or maybe the other one outside. And if they do so, maybe they can get more than 2. Nothing wrong with this shot, though. The only problem is you got to be careful you don't roll out like they almost did. And their second shot is behind the tee line. That tee line, you want to try and keep stuff in front of it if you can.
Manitoba third, Kira Cron. She will get a piece of it. Close. Ooh, just about with the double. Great attempt.
15.
And that almost illustrated my point about the rock behind the tee line. If she rolls even on top of that other yellow one, she effectively takes it out of play.
BC third, Meredith Cole. Try to draw around that wide corner guard.
Hard curl.
This one's got a lot of work to do to get around that corner one. Weight looks really good.
Hard guys. Get it to the tee. Straight to the tee and pass. Keep going. Keep going. Good rush. 15-75.
Or just here?
Leaves that one in the open. Manitoba will
Try and catch that.
try to make a play on that one and roll over to the one that is just biting the rings in the back of the house.
Okay. Kind of like what I did.
Yeah. Hair less.
Less ice or less weight?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
think try and play the big roll and try and catch that, and then if I'm over curl and just get the roll under, I think that's fine.
Okay.
Same way as Kira, like solid 10.
Yep.
It's a little less ice than her.
Okay.
Hear them talking about how much weight to throw. At their times that they've got, their stopwatches.
Yeah, and those times they're talking about the time for relatively new folks out there who might not understand these numbers. They're talking about the time it takes the rock to travel between the two hog lines. And so a typical hit weight will be in between, you know, you might throw an 11-second hit. That's a pretty quiet hit up, and then your peel might be as fast as 7 seconds. They'll use these numbers not so much to aid the sweepers in judging how much they need to sweep, but more so to track the ice and any changes that are happening. Draw weight, for instance, we heard earlier the one that Emily threw. I think it was Emily threw the draw. No, sorry, it was Meredith's draw. Inside out was 15-7. So that's pretty quick ice.
Another potential challenge for these kids is they play in this competition. They've got games. BC, hit and roll over. They play games here at the arena. This is in the arena. About 50 meters away in the same complex, we have the curling club. It is an 8-sheet curling club. They are using 3 sheets for this competition. So these kids have to flip-flop between playing here at the arena, playing over the curling club. There may be some differences in the ice conditions between the two in terms of speed and curl, and that is something that they have to constantly be weighing on their minds as they play one game here, one game there.
Should come up here.
And part of me likes that. I think it's part of the game to read the ice and to read the paths and to adjust weights and to have a little variability there. I think it's good.
Shayla Hayward with her final stone here in the second end.
Gotta be careful she doesn't over curl here.
Catch it.
Oh, that
may be enough.
That is very, very close.
Do this draw. Yeah. Sticking it out here.
BC feels like that is still in. As such, they will have a wide open draw to get what they hope will be their 2.
Yeah. This is a touch wider than the LSD. Yeah. Sounds good.
Emily Bowles with her final stone here in the second end. She's looking for any part of the house.
14-9. 14-9. Ooh, sit down.
Should hang on 14-9. It's probably a little more than she meant.
And that will sit down in time. They will look again at the one in the back. They will say that it is in, so that will be 2 for BC.
Nutrien Ag Solutions. Everything you need to win the season and go full seed ahead.
This is it. It all comes down to this rock. The hours in the gym, the weeks away from my family. This is what I've been training for. And all those voices trying to tear me down, I'm here to silence them. We've given everything we have for a chance to get everything we want.
Welcome back to the Suncor Community Leisure Centre, McDonald Island Park. We are at the New Holland Canadian U21 Championships. Manitoba won in BC. We're in the third end after BC got their 2 in the second. Sean, thoughts on the second end?
Well, that was actually what I thought I'd see in the first end. The guards went up, and both teams were willing to mix it up a little bit. BC got a slight advantage with a slight miss from Manitoba early and just capitalized on it. So far it's a tentative game. They're both still kind of looks like they're feeling each other out, but we'll see whether or not Manitoba decides to go after it here soon.
Manitoba comes into this game with a 3-2 record. Their most recent game, they beat Ontario 2 yesterday. BC 1-3. They lost to, actually the last 2 games have been against Northern Ontario 1-2. They unfortunately lost both of them. They are probably in a position that they cannot afford any more losses. At 3-3 is questionable whether that will get you in. Manitoba currently sits in 4th in their pool, 1 game back of the playoffs. 3-2, but they probably do not want to scratch that 3-loss mark. You see this one just slide into the house, and that'll allow BC to make a play on it.
Yeah, BC threw their very first rock in top 4, not wanting to mess around at all, and Manitoba electing to hit that rather than throw up a guard and push their aggressive side.
As we mentioned earlier, this Manitoba team, they are the reigning Canadian U18 champions, so they are no stranger to big competitions, national level competitions. Sean, do you think with experience like that, does that, if they decide to play this game a little bit more aggressive to put pressure on BC, just given their experience at big levels, that would be an advantage that they might have?
Yeah, I mean, they have the better record, and they've been in a situation. Now, this BC team, I think a number of them were here last year, so they're used to the show a little bit. But I do think, I think Manitoba having beaten Ontario 2 yesterday, that was a big game for them because Ontario 2 had come into that game undefeated. So there should be a certain amount of confidence. And certainly a 2-point deficit is nothing in a 10-end game.
You alluded to this British Columbia team being here last year, which they were. At least 3 out of the 4 represented BC at last year's Canadian U21s.
Manitoba, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say Manitoba electing to ignore that BC stone in there.
Yeah, and they're flip-flopping here a little bit. BC threw that first one top 4, and if they'd wanted to go aggressive, the shot would have been a corner guard, but they elected to hit it, which led me to think, okay, we're going to have another clean end. And then trade a hit later, and then Manitoba kind of switched gears, and now they're playing the guard game. And okay, that's fine. The issue with that is they gave away the advantage of the free guard zone. So if they had thrown the corner guard on their first shot and ignored the one top 4, BC wouldn't have been able to hit it, and that rock would still be in play. So flip-flopping there might have cost them their ability to make use of that guard as well as they wanted to.
Good extension.
BC will now try to come around that guard that Manitoba just threw to sit 2.
Yeah, line. Hard line.
And that guard's not really far over. It's covering part of the forefoot. So BC is electing to come around it and play a little aggressive with it.
Go, go, go. Far as you can take this.
BC definitely putting a little bit of pressure here on Manitoba. Manitoba gets the roll over. They are still just in the open. Now BC will look to try to get hit and maybe an inside flop. BC will roll away, but they make the Manitoba Stone go away. They will sit 2.
BC pretty happy to roll away there. Rolling under would have been really sweet, but it would have been pretty difficult. Nosing would not have been great for BC. This rolling away, because now this rock's pretty much on the tee line. The Manitoba roll is probably going to be behind the tee line if they roll in behind the cover, and that gives BC backing.
Manitoba there ends up rolling across the rings to sit in the open. The back 12.
Yeah, a little confusion on that call too, whether or not they wanted to sweep, they didn't want to sweep.
And now, Sean, you want the hit and see if you can roll under cover.
Yeah, I don't know that rolling under cover is necessarily important here. Again, it just provides backing. It's so deep that I would be almost happy to roll out myself. If they do roll out, then Manitoba will probably come in and around that, but at the same time, there's not a lot of real estate there to get buried. So I wouldn't be too concerned if I was BC.
They are sweeping this one hard. So they wrecked on their own, knocking their previously covered stone into the open. Bit of a break for Manitoba there.
Oof, that's a big break.
I guess so. This? I feel like that. Yeah.
That was tight right out of her hands. They were yelling to sweep.
10?
Yeah.
They might have been better on that one, even chapping the guard.
Yeah.
Regardless, I think this yellow rock was going to be open.
And suddenly, out of nowhere, you bring a 2 into play for Manitoba.
Yeah.
Okay, I think just roll a couple feet away, just take the edge of the 8.
Okay, what are you throwing?
10.
Okay. Was Kira 10 or was she a little taller?
She was like 9'8", so it's better.
We've seen that quite a bit this week, where one team seems to have control of the end and then all it takes is one miss and everything turns. A lot of momentum shifts, more so than you probably would see at the men's and women's level.
Yeah, and it comes down to missing well. You don't have to make every shot, but how you miss makes a huge difference. And if you can get on every shot, if you can get at least partial advantage out of the shot you're throwing, you're going to be better off than obviously if you flash or give the other team an advantage after your shot. And so that's one of the things that they learn as that they're learning here at this event, and it's one of the things the folks you see at the Scotties and the Briar should know already and typically do. You don't see flat out bad misses by many Scotties or Briar competitors because they've learned, okay, this is the good way to miss. This is where I can still get some advantage out of my shot.
Emily Bowles with her last shot here in the third end. Let's see if she can get rid of both Manitoba stones. She will hit, flop to the open, and Manitoba will have an open hit for 2.
Feel like 10? Yeah.
Yeah, 4 rocks ago, I wouldn't have seen this coming.
Okay. Okay.
Shayla Hayward with her final stone here in the third end. She will hit, flop over, should hang on, and it does. Manitoba comes back with 2 in the third to tie this game. And we will be back after a quick break.
When I think New Holland, the first word that would come to my mind, I would think success. I think without it, for me, the success isn't there.
Whenever you deal with somebody so long and they take care of you, you remember that.
New Holland builds products that will continue to evolve and make the farmer more efficient, that can produce food for the world.
Hey, Canada, come on into Montana's, where weekdays have turned into deal days. Why not check out our half-price wings every Monday, $5 tacos on Tuesdays, all-you-can-eat ribs Wednesdays, and drink deals every day, only at Montana's.
Welcome back to the New Holland Canadian U21 Championships here in Fort McMurray, Alberta. We are in the fourth end. Third end saw Manitoba score 2. Sean, that 2 kind of came out of nowhere, and it came late in the end.
Yeah, and a really unfortunate miss from Emily Bowles. Just over-curled and popped a rock into the open.
You will see here they are measuring to determine Manitoba's first stone, whether or not that is in the house or not.
Oh, wait, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Sean, why does that matter?
Well, it's all about the free guard zone. So any rock in the free guard zone, which is in front of the tee line, outside of the rings, cannot be removed by the opposition until after the 5th rock has been thrown. And so you got to know whether this rock is in or not. And under the rules, they are allowed to measure that just to tell whether or not it's in, whether or not the opposition can hit it. Looks like it's in.
Any roll. Sorry, that way.
So I said that rock was in, allowed BC to play it. They will hit and roll over. So far in this game, Manitoba has been a slightly more aggressive team. BC electing to hit when and where possible. Manitoba unable to save their shooter there.
Throw it on this side.
We continue to see over curls. That one, they might have wanted to roll that to the center, but excuse me. But that one definitely over curled. And once it gets going, there's not much the sweepers can do to hold it. So anticipating the break point is a big job that the skip or the device in the house has to do for reading the ice.
This ice has a ton of late curl. We were talking about the difference between this arena ice and the club ice. Sean, in your experience, the difference between ice like this, which is a hockey rink that's been made into a curling rink, versus a curling club that has ice in it all year round?
Yeah, championship ice like this is typically made to be punishing, and it sounds a little cruel when I say it that way. But ice tends to be the great equalizer. People will tend to say, oh, both teams have to play on it, so it's fair. But the analogy in golf, for instance, I use this all the time. If I'm playing on a golf course that's got 5 inches of long grass on the fairway, I'm going to do okay against pretty much anybody. But you put me on Augusta, I'm going to lose every time. And it's the same sort of thing in curling. So the championship ice here is pristine. This is good stuff. If you got to throw it right to make good shots. And not to be unkind, but curling club ice is a little more forgiving, and it's done that way on purpose. I mean, because your club player doesn't want to get punished every time they go out there and throw rocks, and so typically curling club ice won't curl quite as much. It won't be quite as weight sensitive. It won't be quite as release sensitive. Now, I'm pretty sure, having watched games on both sheets, that the ice makers have upped their game a little bit on the curling club ice, because the curling club ice looks pretty good. Like it doesn't look like, well, my curling club ice back home. It looks much better. So it's still good surfaces, and it still requires skill to make the shots. It's just, it might not be quite as punishing over at the curling club as it is here.
The ice over at the curling club, I can vouch for this as I have played on it many times, is definitely been built up this week with Matt Yo and his crew. They have made that ice over there very good by curling club standards. You see now BC, they've got one protected behind the corner guard. Manitoba trying to come around the center guard.
Both teams getting a little aggressive this end. That's fun for us as commentators and spectators. Rocks in play, guards, draws. Shaping up to be a fun end.
16-5.
That one just a touch light. I think they would like to have had that one just a bit deeper and maybe over a bit more behind cover. This will allow Emily Bowles to access this Manitoba stone.
And you just heard them say, you just heard Manitoba say 16-5. And again, that's the hog-to-hog time. And that's, that's fast. Your typical curling club ice is going to run around 14-5, maybe even a little slower, maybe 14. So 16-5 top of the rings that's quick ice.
Sorry,
There is another over curl.
Miss the time on
That is not what BC would have wanted. Now Manitoba 2 in the rings.
A lot of these over curls are going to come. We just finished talking about how curling club ice is just a little straighter and a little more forgiving, and that's where a lot of our young players, of course, are playing. They don't get to play on this kind of thing very often, but what the result is you make it soft, like a soft release, and what I mean by that is not a lot of rotation, maybe not as much as is needed on a sheet like this, and something in addition that they'll need on a surface like that is something we call like a mini set. And it's hard to explain what a mini set is without showing you, but it's more or less putting the rock on its track, because what you want to do on a surface like this is you want to set it on its track so that it runs as straight as it can for as long as it can. Instead of a long arcing curl, what you prefer is more like a hockey stick curl. So it's straight, and then kind of dives at the end. It's much more manageable and it's much more predictable. But in order to do that, you need that little mini set on your release, and really tricky to practice, really tricky to execute, especially if you've got a club ice that you're playing on all the time where you don't see the result necessarily.
A lot of these kids, when they this arena ice isn't new for all of them, but for many of them it is. When they arrived here earlier in the week, a lot of them were somewhat in awe of this setup and this playing surface. This is probably the biggest stage that they have ever played on for most of them.
Really curling, all you. Really curling. Hard, you guys. All in, guys, all you. Close as you can. Okay. Shoot.
Well, BC.
The jam wasn't like. It's not like the jam was like.
Just a little light on that one.
Like nose is totally fine. Yeah, right.
Yeah, BC getting fooled a little bit here with different paths and weights. I haven't seen a lot of rocks down that path, so maybe they weren't quite sure what the draw weight would be there.
We talked about those momentum shifts last end, where it just takes one miss to really turn the tide of an end. Now you see Manitoba lying 3 as a result of that BC miss. They were able to play the open hit.
I like trying for a big roll.
Things aren't dire here for BC because they have last rock and it's relatively open. But with last rock, they want to try and generate their 2, and it's going to be a little tricky at this point. They're electing here to try and get, you heard, a big roll, and what they're trying to do is get it under cover there on the right side, under the yellow, even maybe under the red.
Whoa. Curl. Go, Mara. Hard, Mara. Hard, Mara.
So BC don't hold their shooter. They're able to remove 1, knock the other one back. 12.
Middle? It's like 6:55.
Okay.
Manitoba skip stones coming up with their first. What are they trying to do here, Sean?
India, yours was 16.
Honestly, I think they're just trying to put a third shot in there. They'd be really happy, I think, to force BC to 1. And there's no sense trying to hide something around the corner. BC, it just gives BC the opportunity to freeze on it or to snuggle up against it and bring the 2 into play again. So they throw something in the middle here, hope the BC hits and sticks and doesn't roll, and they trade hits and give up the 1, and they're happy with the force.
So Shayla Hayward, she's a grade 12 student. Next year, she wants to go to the University of Manitoba, study marketing. But right now she just wants to get her first shot somewhere in the rings. Don't worry about marketing later, and she does.
That ends up being a really good shot now because BC can't nose hit that and sit.
Or we just go right here. I don't mind if you practice. Okay.
And BC's happy to take a chance here, drawing in behind that one. But it's a relatively short run back for Manitoba as well. So really good shot. I don't think Shayla was initially happy with it, but I'd be pretty happy with it if it was myself.
Now does it leave the opportunity for BC to come around that one and maybe generate a deuce?
Yeah, for sure. The thing is, though, Emily's got to be careful here. She needs to be in front of the tee line and buried. And so that doesn't leave a lot of real estate between the one that was just thrown and where her shot rock's going to end up. If she's behind the tee line, then Manitoba could just freeze on top of it, and then the steal comes into play. But if so, in front of the tee line, it just leaves it's a relatively short run back, and then it's a tough shot for Emily.
Starting to curl. Hard line.
This one's starting to over curl. They gotta go to get around that guard.
And just rub off that top one and into the open.
Really good weight there. I just weren't able to hold it around the guard.
10.
And with her final stone coming up, skip Shayla Hayward will try to make this yellow go away. Sean, you want to sit right there, or do you want to roll?
I think either or is fine, quite frankly. If she sits right there, then it's a nose hit for one. If she rolls, then you might entice Emily to draw. I'm not sure which one I'd prefer her to play. If I was Manitoba, I would be thinking, which one do I want her to play? The hit and stick is going to encourage her to hit. The hit and roll is going to encourage her to draw. So.
She will hit and get a small rollover behind that top 12 biter.
That's probably the best case scenario there, because now the nose hit isn't there, and it forces a relatively tough draw for Emily.
And what I always say is what might be a routine draw where she just needs full 8 is never routine when you're facing 4 opponent stones. Which is what BC is facing here on her last stone. Emily Bowles with her last shot here in the 4th end. She needs full 8 as she faces 4.
Line looks really good.
Sweeper's not touching this one.
Sit down. Sit.
And that is going to go too far. And that will allow a steal of 1 for Manitoba. And she's
Everything I've worked for Everything I've sacrificed has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss. But it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
The sports landscape continues to change, and teams and facilities are under more pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. They need the right team to deliver their product. Look no further than IKS Live. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience across all platforms.
Welcome back to the new Holland Canadian U21 Championships. I am Tyler Spitzer. I'm here with Sean Turriff, Manitoba and BC, and in that fourth end, BC in their final draw ended up going a touch too far, allowing the steal of one for Manitoba. They now lead 3-2. Early in this fifth end, we've got a couple guards in play.
Yeah, I get the sense that Manitoba came into this game, it's just a feeling, of course, but I had the sense that they were feeling a little tentative. The LSD, the last stone draw at the beginning wasn't fabulous, and they looked tentative in that first end, but they're really starting to get their footing now. And BC is starting to miss a little worse than they were earlier. So it's a slighter momentum shift, not something drastic, but you can kind of feel it a little bit. So lots of time, and the game's really close. So BC's got lots of time.
This is pretty high. You can definitely play bumper and just do that. I'd rather do that. This? I want to take the guard and take it back. You got it. You can do it. Keep the guard.
BC electing to ignore that Manitoba stone. And they will come around their corner guard, try to generate some points, multiple points here in the fifth.
Hard line. Whoa, no roll, no bounce.
And again, you see BC coming up both light and rubbing off their own guard. Once again, allowing Manitoba to control the end and the way it's going to play out. You see that late finish, so they barely get around the guard, and they end up rolling all the way into the open on the other side.
You can try the peel, yeah. Probably not catching either of these. Let's do that.
And Sean, it looks like they are calling an audible here.
Yeah, those two rocks, they're not really able to generate offense with the way it's set up now. They've got to open that center up a little bit. It's not so much the two rocks in the house for me, it's the ability to draw behind those corners, because that center rock creates a smaller port that they would have to draw through. They'll obviously have to address those two rocks at some point, but that should be relatively easy. It's getting that second point in there.
So Manitoba will throw up that center guard again, try to replace what BC just removed.
Halfway. Two. All you, halfway. Little deeper than the yellows. To my room.
Yep, we should be good.
Easy.
Easy.
That's it. 3. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
6 is fine.
Good. Great shot. 7.
Well placed there. Maybe over just a touch. BC will once again peel that guard. Ooh. Just misses getting one of those red ones. Rolls her
Same thing, halfway.
shooter over.
It would have been a nice little bonus for them to knock that one red one out.
Just a 2.
Play a little game of cat and mouse here where Manitoba will throw up a guard, BC will peel it. Manitoba will continue to throw it right back up.
BC's kind of hoping they get a guard that over curls or comes too deep. Something that they can use then to start to utilize that little cluster of corner guards. The peel there just now rolled into a really nice position for cover. But BC needs to find a way to get in behind it.
Yep. Hard. Cross center. Yep. More.
And you hear them talk about wanting to get across center. That late finish did allow them to get almost across center. And once again, BC will go after that guard. There you go. BC is able to get rid of the guard and also one of the ones that was sitting in the top 8, leaving only one red stone now.
Yeah, if they'd been able to do that on the previous one, that would have been nice. This is helpful though. It might open the door now for BC to utilize one of those corners. Manitoba would have to cooperate by half missing here, but that's part of the game.
So far with these guards that Manitoba continues to throw, they've been pretty good, not really offering BC a complete out yet. And there again, throw up the guard. And now Emily Bowles will attempt to come around her 3 corners that you see there on the left side of your screen.
I think the only other option she might consider is running that center red that was just thrown, but it's getting late in the end now, and I'm not sure that would get them their deuce.
14-9. Yeah, just let it sit.
The nice thing here is BC can be buried and shot,
which does appear that they are.
The only issue, we slip behind the T line.
Yeah, just a touch too far, and you see Shayla Hayward right away put her broom down in front of it and say, just to it. Sean, do you want to tap this one to lie 2, or do you want to just sit right on it?
Well, the aggressive me would do neither. The aggressive me would sit probably here.
Like 15's close, I think, hey?
So buried and shot in front of the tee line. So, but they are calling it right to it, which is, there's nothing wrong with that either. They're going to be sitting shot if they sit there. The only issue being if they do sit on top of it, they're still going to be behind the tee line. And it gives BC the opportunity to sit on top of that. And then, again, that might give BC the opportunity to get their second point if Manitoba can't negate that shot. I'm thinking 3 shots ahead, but I think they all are out there too. So
a little bit of chess, trying to figure out what you're going to do on your couple shots after.
This one's carving. Oh, good rush to get it around.
And now can they get it down to it? A little rub.
Really nice shot. Well managed and well thrown. Looks like, I would say, Manitoba looks like they're sitting 2. Again, now, here's what I was talking about earlier. Now BC can sit right up on top of that. And then it's advantage BC all of a sudden. So yeah, they're trying to sit right. Oops, that's the ugliest rock. But they're going to try and sit right there. Presumably, depending on where the angles are, Manitoba would then either try and sit on top of it or remove it. You can see how buried those rocks are, and it just gives you an indication of how much curl there is on this sheet.
So you don't really need to be tight to this guard as you come around it. In fact, you probably don't want to be with all this curl late.
Really curling.
You really do not want to be late here, though.
And Emily Bowles quite a bit light. Doesn't even reach the house.
That's just getting it in there.
And Sean, she has now made life much more difficult for herself on her last one.
Oh, much more difficult. I think Manitoba's sitting 2. They're taking a good look at it. Regardless, that shot rock that's there. It's not going anywhere. If Manitoba just cuts the draw off here. Well, I don't. Sheesh.
I was like, if I'm a guard.
I'm not sure how BC gets one in there to score. Wait, I guess there is a raise. Coach just snuck in an interaction there and just talked over them. I didn't mean to.
Here? Yeah.
You saw the coach interaction there. These teams are allowed 2 coach interactions in the first 5 ends, 2 in the final 5 ends. That is to encourage these kids to use their coach and to get some feedback and use their experience and knowledge to help them make decisions. And BC is going to be faced with a big decision, most likely on their last shot. But for now, Manitoba will play their final red stone, really trying to put the pressure on BC here.
Yeah, I think if Manitoba can put it anywhere in that alley. They're talking about top 12, and that's great. You just don't want to put it in a spot where BC can make a nose hit for one. So anything short is fine.
It's going sideways.
I hear Hayward say it is going sideways. That curled a lot, probably a little bit light, which did not help. And Sean, Manitoba has given BC an out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Had the chance to really put a stranglehold on the end. Looks like they're running into a bit of a tricky spot here. That might have been a soft release. I think you're right, though. I think the weight there contributed to the overcurl.
All right, need full late here.
Again, they were aiming sort of top 12, and they're a good 10 feet short of that. So.
So this is not a gimme shot for BC, but certainly this is a much better situation than she was looking at 2 minutes ago. She will need full 8 as she faces 2. We think 2. 1 for sure. Last end on her final draw. She was heavy, gave up a steal 1. Now she gets another chance here in the 5th.
Tilt down.
To do it again.
One's really good. All you guys, really good.
This one's looking a little light as well.
Light. It is curling. And yes, she will not get this one to the house. The same as her first one. That is for sure a steal of 1.
1 for sure. I'm just going to move this one. Good
for
draw.
Manitoba. Yeah, Sean, she just, on her draw weight, doesn't seem to have it.
And both teams there got fooled a little bit with the weight, but...
It is 2 red. A steal of 2 for Manitoba. That will give them a 5-2 lead. As we head to the 5th end break, we will be back.
When I think New Holland, the first word that would come to my mind, I would think success. I think without it, for me, the success isn't there.
Whenever you deal with somebody so long and they take care of you, you remember that.
New Holland builds products that will continue to evolve and make the farmer more efficient, that can produce food for the world.
Ag Solutions. Everything you need to win the season and go full seat ahead.
Hey, Canada, come on into Montana's, where weekdays have turned into deal days. Why not check out our half-price wings every Monday, $5 tacos on Tuesdays, all-you-can-eat ribs Wednesdays, and drink deals every day, only at Montana's.
Here's to those who ask how. Like Kevin, who asked Janine from Home Hardware how to build a place to work. Or not work. Or Siobhan, who took Josh's advice and created a front yard worthy of this TV commercial. Or Eric and Sasha, who asked Julie how to reimagine their backyard so they could be more outdoorsy. Complete your next project with helpful advice from thousands of store owners and team members across Canada. Home Hardware and Building Centers, here's how.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes 1. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
back to the New Holland Canadian U21 Championships. We are at the Suncor Community Leisure Centre at McDonald Island Park in Fort McMurray, Alberta. Manitoba, BC. Manitoba up 5-2 after back-to-back steals. And Sean, if you're BC, you probably would like to have a couple of those draws back.
Yeah, for sure. Both teams getting fooled on the ice a little bit in that last end. Fooled with respect to weight, I think, mostly. Or not. The lines seem to be okay. But, yeah, for sure. A couple of unforced errors there on BC's part that they for sure would like to have back.
Emily Bowles in the 4th and 5th end had draws where she needed the 8-foot. In the 4th end she was heavy. In the 5th end she was light, giving up the steals. And they now find themselves down 5-2 here, playing in the 6th end. This is BC lead Maura Harris. They will look to throw up a corner guard as they are now forced to probably play more aggressive to try to climb out of this 3-point hole.
Yeah, no doubt. I would expect BC to be keeping this many rocks in play. 3 points not huge over 5 ends, but the momentum's the thing, and we talked about that earlier there, Tyler. The tendency to how the gameplay is happening, right? BC's got to lift their spirits a little bit. They're close. You know, that unfortunate draw miss in the last end results in a 3-point swing. If they make it, it's tie game. But they don't make it, and so now they're down 3, and that can be tough on a team. And having it come right before the 5th end break was probably not a good thing, but at least it gives them a chance to stop, take a breath, regroup, remind themselves that things aren't all that bad. Let's just regroup and push the accelerator on the offense.
15-1. I think I touched the corner. Just like ticked it.
The unfortunate part for BC there is those shots were pretty, what you would like to say, routine. Certainly a skip needing full 8 should be routine, needs to be routine at a national level event like this. We haven't seen either team need to make any really crazy shots on their last ones yet. And once again, Maura Harris will try to come around her.
Line's good. 15-6. 15-6. See back 4.
Again, you hear 15-6. So the icing after 5 ends and 2 9-minute practices is holding up well. And 15-6 got her right to the T line. Nice speed.
See Manitoba talk about coming right down to the one that BC just threw. Try to freeze onto it. This is Manitoba's second. India Young.
Almost nothing between that rock and the guard as it went by.
She curled a little bit too much. She needed a little bit more light between that guard that she just got around. We've talked about it quite a bit. These rocks, this ice, it curls a lot, especially late. And you see there how she just skinnied her guard and she ends up over curling it. This is BC's second, Gabby Brissett.
Really important to hold the shooter on the shot.
Hard roll. Hard roll. Hard roll.
Pretty good result there. Yeah, that's a good result.
How much can you see?
I was worried that it hadn't. If it doesn't curl quite that much, there's the possibility that Manitoba can run it, maybe double off the 2 yellows.
Do you like
Possibility's still there. It's just a little tougher.
play it tight to the guard?
I like 11 better.
India Young with her second shot here in the 6th. And this one is curling a lot, and I don't think she's going to get by that one.
Rubbing that guard I talked earlier about missing well, and rubbing that guard is a decent miss. It pushes the cover away. Yeah, you didn't get the first thing you wanted, but you got the second or third thing you wanted, and that's still an advantage for Manitoba.
Gabby Brissett.
No. Curl. Roll.
She'll hit and she'll get a bit of a roll, but she will remain in the open.
Oh, that's not good.
Hit it really thin. Like 9.
Sure.
Hit the back of this one. This turn. I like this turn.
Yeah, I like this one.
Manitoba will now make a play on that one, trying to hit it thin. Try to get across it.
Oh, that's like really like. Shoot, that really like just straight backed up.
A little thicker than they wanted.
Hey, come here.
It will leave BC sitting 1 for the time being.
BC's it's got something going here. If they can get a little flop outside, they've split the house a little bit, and they could be in good shape for 2. Now, there's no cover, but at the same time, if they get the rock split enough and can prevent a Manitoba double, then they should be in good shape. It's a little tricky, though. If they hit this too thin, they run the risk of jamming it onto their back one. So that's absolutely not the way to miss.
Okay, clean. Yep.
For maybe the first time in the game, the over curl is probably the better miss.
Nice.
Now they've got some cover.
Try and catch this one.
Okay.
If he just knows, that's fine. We're second shot. Even if you do that.
Here, skip. Shayla Hayward.
10.
They're going to try to get both of these BC stones, the top one and the one that is behind the red, their own red. Manitoba third, Kira Cron.
Hard, you gotta go. Hard. She just slid wide. It's fine. 10.
That one, she kind of hung out there. Didn't even get to nose, and she rolls out.
Just T-line.
And Sean, they're
We can try and bump this too.
opening up an opportunity here for BC.
Yeah, I think BC's in relatively good shape to get their 2. They'll split the house here, keep it far enough away from shot rock, and even it up. My ideal spot would be here, I think. Not there anymore, but on the far side of the house. They're looking at this cluster. I think maybe get a little greedy. There is definitely, Manitoba can come down and remove that shot rock, but at the same time, I don't see.
Just enough to not kill this.
It could triple, but I still think splitting the house is the way to go
We want to keep this like here.
So 12-5 should be close?
Yeah, I think so.
Right to the nose, bit inside's okay?
Yeah. Right on the nose.
I don't love this personally. I think the issue with this is you'll sit 2, but they'll be right beside each other. I think you run the risk of creating a double. It's more likely you're going to run the risk of creating a double here than if you had just simply drawn to split the house.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that they're doing this as well. Like you, I would have drawn to the other side of the house.
There's any number of ways you can make this right like one way. With the draw, you can make it right 15 ways. And so I think I'd be leaning towards this, honestly.
You're close. You're okay.
Well, for the time being anyways, BC looks to be lying first, second, and third.
It was a really well thrown shot, and all credit to Meredith there for making a good shot. I don't take back what I said, only because she made a really good shot, and that's about the only way you can make it. There was 100 ways that could have gone sideways on them.
I just don't want to roll out. 9.5 is probably close.
Okay.
Manitoba now, though, is forced to, they have to be pretty careful here.
Straight draw here.
That red one that you see could end up biting them here if they are not careful. As you say, they need to be pretty precise here. This is more delicate than it may appear.
Yeah, this is dangerous. If she overcurls here at all, she's going to jam yellow, yellow, red, and then roll into the open, and she'll have the opportunity to hit this at 4.
Skip Shayla Hayward with her first stone here in the 6th end. Facing 3. She removes the 1. I believe BC is still...
Should be outcounting that at least, right?
It's tough to say. They're 1 for sure.
Okay, for now, do we just split? I think so.
I don't know if they're 1-2. Looks like Manitoba's second shot.
Yeah, we're never going over here, right? Yeah, I don't want to leave like a double. Oh yeah, I like it. We want to be shot though. Yeah.
So now BC will draw over to the open side.
Like that. Right here? Yeah, like over here. Okay.
I think the key here is to draw them relatively far apart and relatively even. If the drawn shot is too high in the house and not far enough over, it opens up the possibility of a double.
Sean, in this situation, are you looking at a potential way to get 3, or are you just content to take your 2 and move on?
I'm happy for 2. There's lots of game left. A 10-end game is so long. You can afford to be patient.
I think if we go there, they're probably just hitting it, right? Yeah. I'm fine with either. I don't know. What do you think's better?
The risk of getting greedy here
what do you
is
think is better? I don't really.
you give away the end.
Yeah, I like it. Probably a little more ice then.
Another steal here would just be devastating mentally, I think, for BC. Not so much on the scoreboard. It's only a 4-point game, but get your 2. Get your 2 for us. Get your 2 back, and then you're a tie game, and life's good.
Okay.
So Emily Bowles will have another draw. She's had draws on her last 2 ends that she has been heavy and light on. She will get another opportunity here where she needs to at least get 8 foot.
She'd really like to be even with that shot rock, if she can be.
She puts it on the tee, but I think, Sean, she's left Manitoba a chance for a double here.
Yeah, that was the risk. She wanted it. She probably wanted her own rock a little further back in here. Prevent that to sit 2. Now Manitoba has the opportunity, if they want, to try and roll over here. They don't need to make the double. Even if they did that, that would be pretty good.
Do you like the roll? I don't mind the intern, and then if I catch it, I catch it.
Exactly. Just what you said there, Shayla.
Yeah, I like a 9.5. Okay, I think just roll over, and then if I am a little thinner, we can play the double. Kira thinks it's us over there. 9.5. What was my weight last time? I think it was 9.5 or a little solid.
Still not completely sure. Those yellow-red on the side of who is shot. They seem to think that it is Manitoba. Not that it's going to change the shot call. Shayla Hayward with their final shot here in the 6th end, looking for the double. She will just sit right there, and she will leave Emily Bowles with a wide open hit to get her 2.
Another over curl.
Pretty similar to the rest of the sheet.
Would I have taken the other turn? I don't think I would have taken the other turn. I think that the shot call was fine. She threw a decent weight at it too, so maybe it's broom position. Maybe that broom was just a little bit too tight.
Bowles with her last shot here in the 6th end, looking to hit and stick for her 2. And she will do so. So BC comes back with a deuce in the 6th end. Manitoba leads 5-4 after 6. We'll be right back.
Nutrien Ag Solutions. Everything you need to win the season and go full seed ahead.
Welcome back to the New Holland Canadian U21 Championships. During that break, they did measure for the 3rd point for BC. We talked about those 2 that were out in the 12-foot. They measured it, and it was red. Manitoba, that was closer. That's what they suspected, but it was close enough that they felt like it would be worth a measure. So it will be just 2 for BC, but that was a nice bounce back end there, Sean, after BC had given up a couple steals in the ends prior.
Yeah, I think, and as I was saying, after the 5th end break, time to take a breath and regroup, and that's exactly what BC did. And they managed that end really well. So they're right back in this. It's a 1-point game with 4 ends, and good for us, the fans and the commentators. That's a good bounce back for BC.
17-5.
And not that Manitoba did anything wrong there at all. BC just was able to manage their positions a little better.
Always makes it more interesting for fans and us alike when we have a 1-point game late. These teams have to play a minimum of 8 ends. We've seen a few games this week that have kind of gotten away from teams and they've been shaking after 8. This is not one of them, however. CBC throwing up the centerline guard, and Manitoba trying to come around it now. They will do so. Sit. Top of the button, buried.
This is top board.
I think BC would be happy with the force here. If they can get a steal, that's a little bit of a bonus, but I think they'd be more than happy to give up one, get Hammer back, and go for a deuce and tie the game up. That guard put up by Mara Harris, really good. Guards on this kind of ice are really hard because of the amount of curl. Couple with the fact that you've got the free guard zone, which we're all familiar with, but also at this event they're playing with a no-tick rule. So any guard that's in the free guard zone and applicable in the free guard zone rule that's on the center line can't be pushed off the center line by the opponent. And Mara's got a good big chunk of the center line there, so good on them.
I had this conversation with one of the coaches here yesterday about, you'd mentioned how difficult guards can be to throw, especially on ice that swings as much as this. And he had mentioned to me the same thing, where sometimes making a team throw a guard, it's far from a gimme, and all it takes is a little over curl and suddenly it leaves them an opening. You'll see Manitoba there. Hit and roll over to the 12-foot, but yes, sometimes the simple shots aren't so simple, especially at this level.
Yeah, and the guards aren't, because of the playing conditions, which are exceptional, don't take it the wrong way, because of the playing conditions are what they are, you might not play the guard as often as you might on straighter ice because it's so hard to get in the exact perfect position. If that yellow guard is, let's say 2 feet lighter, it's almost not there. It's almost not guarding anything except maybe a slide path. It's not really covering rocks because with the amount of curl, you can still get around it with enough weight to pop it out. So it changes how you think about things a little bit. And sometimes, you might want to quote unquote guard something by throwing another rock in and becoming second shot versus trying to cut off a path.
And you see BC there with a miss as they were unable to get at that Manitoba stone. They go through the house. And this allows Manitoba to come around once again and really put some pressure on BC.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Manitoba flying 3. 2 of them behind cover, right on the center line.
Right here.
BC will go after the one in the rings and try and roll over.
You got it. So don't mind this turn at it.
You hear her talking about, we don't mind, I don't mind this turn, Sean. What do you think with the turns?
Well, the turn impacts how the rock is going to spring off the stationary rock. With this turn, it's going to change rotation after it hits, and it'll be a little flatter. And there you go. So it might be a little easier to get it depending on the angle of the 2 rocks you're hitting. If she throws the other turn, she throws the other turn at it, it's going to maintain the same rotation, and it's going to come off it at a sharper angle. And so it would have been much harder to get it into the center. Smart choice. About as well thrown as they could have hoped for.
Manitoba with the nose hit to sit 3 with Hammer here in the 7th.
And it wasn't so important on that hit and roll to necessarily take the rocks out at the top 4. Moving them around the way they did was great, because now BC has options that they can use to get to that one at the button.
BC third, Meredith Cole.
Close. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, roll. Going for the double.
Going for the double, but not with that weight.
That one rolled just a hair too much. If it rolls a hair less, then that yellow one jams all day on that one at the black at the back. As it is now, Shayla can call a shot. Hit this one a little bit. If she can get on the nose or even overcurl a little bit, it should just pop straight back.
Manitoba sweeping this one hard all the way.
Looks pretty good. They're a little excited about it, but it looked pretty good all the way. Well thrown.
Very nice end result there.
We can ring it right here.
Rolling over behind cover.
Unless you want to try this double.
Just hit 3.
I like that.
I like the weight choice there too. It was just enough to get the job done. And then you can manage the shooter a little bit.
Okay. Want to hit it here.
So that last was a 9.5? What was the time on the last?
BC here is going to try hit that red stone at the top of the floor and see if they can pick the back one off in the process.
Have to be a little bit careful here. If they have to be a little bit careful here. That angle's not simple.
Whoa. Close.
And they would really love to hold their shooter.
Just the one.
That one didn't quite curl enough to get to where they wanted. They'll pick out the shot stone. They will leave Manitoba lying 2. Top 4, back 4. Manitoba is going to come around the other way now to try to bite the 4. I guess that other one is top 8, not top 4. They will look to put this one top 4. You hear her saying you can't be deep. You can't be deep, and this one does look like it's hot as it comes in.
Are you back? No, you're back. No, it's too late now.
Yeah, that one slid a bit too far.
I'll be like here.
Sean, that leaves him something to come right down to now.
Yeah, there's cover and backing now. Bad combination for Manitoba, but good break for BC.
Okay.
Still, this is really a cold draw to the button.
Yeah, they're just back.
We talked in an earlier broadcast about the draw with backing, and I use air quotes with backing. And the issue with that kind of mentality is you have to be extremely careful if you call a draw with backing, because if you put the broom down for the cold draw and throw it such that you've got backing, you're typically going to overthrow it a little bit. It'll run a little straighter. You might miss your line. So it's probably better mentally to think of this as a cold draw.
Emily Bowles with her first stone here in the 7th end.
This one's looking pretty good. It comes over the hog line.
Looking to come down to these 2 reds.
No bounce.
Just a small little bounce off. Probably enough that it's going to allow Manitoba to, like you heard her say, push it out. That was so close to being great.
Yeah, Manitoba still has to be careful here. They're talking about high side, low side. High side is the side that the broom is on, so they don't want to hit it high side. They want to overcurl it, get to the nose or better, nose or more. So, that's how they can push it out. But if they get high side, they're just going to jam that into the 2 reds, roll into the open, and then give BC the opportunity. So they really, this is, it might look simple, but that rock's partially buried.
It's pretty high guard. Okay.
This ice does curl a fair bit, curls late, so this is definitely accessible. But as you mentioned, if you hang this out, it will jam all day. They're by the top guard. Little inside, very nicely done.
Lovely shot. Well managed too. That was a case where they actually had to be really close to both guards.
Yeah.
Couldn't give up after getting by the yellow one because that back red, or the red at the top yellow, was also in the way.
And Sean, for the time being, Manitoba sits 1, 2, 3, 4. They have hammer as well.
Yeah, I like the kick.
One shot left here for BC. This does not
through like back four. Yeah.
look good.
Yeah, I think if if Emily can get right to the nose of that one,
Okay, so we think this will be good?
it's going to be a little tough. But if she can get right to the nose of it, she should be okay. She should be able to limit the damage at least. I think a rock right there would be great. The issue is getting around this one because she has to get really close to it just to get to the nose. You can see there, she's got to get right to the nose of that. If she's a little bit high, then might give Manitoba the opportunity to pop it out. Manitoba will be feeling pretty good about this situation, though.
Emily Bowles with her final shot here in the 7th end, facing 4 Manitoba Reds. She is a little bit outside here.
They can trust a little curl. Can't lose it on the weight, though. That's a pretty good shot.
Pretty good indeed, you betcha. Emily Bowles facing 4. She manages to get that one full 4. For now, cutting Manitoba down to 2 and giving Manitoba a draw for 3, but not an easy draw.
Not an easy draw at all. And a relatively fresh spot. We haven't seen draws down here for a while.
So, what do you think here? It's a little wider path. Probably like 14.
Yeah, we have not seen a draw on this side. So both line and weight is not something that's probably in the front of their mind, what they need. Shayla Hayward with her final shot here in 7. She's sitting 2. She has a draw for 3, where she needs full 4.
We talked about 14.5. I've got 13.8.
Yeah, this looks a little bit hot. A little bit outside on this draw path that they weren't familiar with. So it will be only 2 for Manitoba after a great final shot from Emily Bowles. Manitoba will lead 7-4, and we will be back right after this.
When I think New Holland, the first word that would come to my mind, I would think success. I think without it, for me, the success isn't there.
Whenever you deal with somebody so long and they take care of you, you remember that.
New Holland builds products that will continue to evolve and make the farmer more efficient, that can produce food for the world.
Everything I've worked for Everything I've sacrificed has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss. But it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
Hey, Canada, come on into Montana's, where weekdays have turned into deal days. Why not check out our half-price wings every Monday, $5 tacos on Tuesdays, all-you-can-eat ribs Wednesdays, and drink deals every day, only at Montana's.
Welcome back to the New Holland Canadian U21 Championships at the Suncor Community Leisure Centre at McDonald Island Park in Fort McMurray. I'm Tyler Spitzer. I'm here with Sean Turriff. And Sean on the 7th end there. Manitoba takes 2. They had a shot for 3, but both skips have had a little bit of difficulties with their final stone draws today.
Yeah, in fairness to Shayla there on that last one, it was a pretty fresh path. We both commented that I don't think we'd seen a draw down there. She threw it the right way. She gave it a little bit extra, and probably what she needed to do in a fresh path. It just didn't curl up for her, and she still got her 2, so that's okay. They managed the whole situation quite well, I thought.
So as we play in the 8th end, we see BC throw up a corner with her first. She will try to come around it with her next.
3. Want to be right here, right to my room.
Might be top 12.
Right here. Right here.
Might be top 12.
1675.
Getting a little late in the game now. They're into the 8th end so there are 3 ends left. And BC sensing that, it's time to get our deuce at the very least. Maybe we'll push for a little more. So they throw up the double corner, anticipating that after this, Manitoba's going to start ripping guards out of the way.
What the heck?
Manitoba with their centerline guard, and they've got one behind it in the 4-foot. They will now throw up another guard. Make BC chase them.
No, we're wide open. Or take it around. Straight.
This one's a little bit heavy. They were trying plan B to come around that one. Unfortunately, they come to it.
I don't think Manitoba's terribly concerned about exactly how those rocks are lined up. BC can't be overly worried about them at the moment. They've really got to focus on getting their own rocks in play. And I say that as they peel the center off. The main reason I think they're peeling the center off is because it's cutting off their draw path.
She will run that centerline guard straight back, leaving the Manitoba shot stone open. And once again, we saw this a couple ends ago. Manitoba's going to throw the guard back up.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised with a 3-point lead that they're not ripping guards out, but maybe that's their style. Maybe they're comfortable with this kind of shot rather than the peels. So, team preference.
Sean, you are a coach. You are a coach out in Ontario. Are these conversations that you have with your team before games based on different scenarios and what the plan would be, or are you kind of calling it on the fly?
Well, I mean, we will have an approach, right? And based on score, hammer, point in the game. And so we'll have had those pre-discussions going into any game. We'll do that off the ice. We'll do that in practice. We'll prepare ourselves with a game plan, so to speak. And we would know, for instance, our team, and I'm sure these teams as well, know that 3 up with hammer, or sorry, 3 up without hammer, we're going to play a certain way.
Any rules?
The coach interaction rules change how all this works. And just to further explain that a little bit, like you said, Tyler, earlier, 2 in the first half, 2 in the second half, which means they can talk to their teams. The time clocks do not stop while they talk to their teams. They just keep going. The added part of that is that the coach travels from end to end. So the coach will be sitting at the end where all the rocks are in play. So when there's an interaction called out, they don't have to run down the sheet to talk to their team, because it would just come off the time clock, right? And so that's nice. But there's also the added benefit of being able to talk to the teams between ends. So you can kind of set them up for, okay, we're 3 down with hammer. What are we going to do here? Where's that first rock going? That kind of thing. And that's as big a benefit, I think, as the interactions that you get.
You see that a fair bit here where skips are, after an end, walking down to the other end. They do talk to their coaches. And that was kind of why I like you, was a little bit surprised that Manitoba wasn't ripping guards here, and obviously something that Shayla Hayward and the coach are comfortable doing.
And it might be part of their, if they're analyzing what their toolbox is, they may not be super comfortable throwing big weight peels at this point in their careers. It's something I think they'll get to, but they may not be there quite yet. And maybe they're super comfortable with their draws and they're super comfortable playing aggressive. And so that's the way they're taking their approach. I think it's a little riskier, but it's pretty risky throwing shots you can't make as well. So
definitely so. You got to play within the abilities that you have as a team, as an individual. Trying to play shots that maybe you don't have, like you say, could be a recipe for disaster.
14-7, just straight wide. Yeah, I probably maxed ice here too, though.
A lot of yellow on the left side of the sheet. None of them in the house at the moment.
A lot of cover if they could use it.
Some more. Yeah, just biting probably.
Manitoba's going to look to use this cover a little bit now and put the pressure on BC.
Try to be the first team in.
Do you need this?
No. Just top 8.
Okay, line's great.
Just top 8.
Line's really good. Just curl a little bit. Curl.
We'll get a little wick off. And they will sit buried. Full 4.
Just cut me back a hair.
And now Sean BC looking like they are.
Probably just leaves that open.
Initially, she was looking at coming down to it. I think she still is.
Straight back. Yeah.
They have options here, though.
Unless you roll this way. Sure. Like, yeah. We have to just go like 10.
And now BC is calling for their front end to come down and have a closer look and a further discussion. Down 3 and Manitoba sitting 2 in the 4.
Yeah.
This is decision time. Decision time for BC. They cannot afford to give up a steal here.
Okay.
If we're ever a bit inside and
Yeah.
Sean, would this be worthy of a coach interaction?
You don't have to.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised they aren't calling
We
the
just
coach
gotta
out
keep
for
the
this one.
shooter.
okay, what's our time?
Are you're good with 10? You'll make it. You got it.
Every team will run that a little differently in terms of how they run the coach interactions. I'll get to that in a second. I think the 2 options were the skip initially wanted one in there, and I'm going to think that I'm not sure I know what that does for them. And so the team tried to convince Emily to maybe pop this one straight back, and then if you get really lucky, you might get it in here. This goes away. This one's still open, but that's okay because it'll force BC back in there, and at least you've got your second shot set up. There's a number of good ways you can miss this one. Floated this one a touch, though, on release.
Trying to get it to curl.
Yeah, the straight peel wasn't what you wanted. You needed to connect with one of those two rocks in the red. Or one of those two reds back there.
She just kind of floated it a touch out of her hand and didn't come back.
Yeah, with respect to the coach interactions, it's depending on the maturity level of the team, the coach may or may not decide to call it exactly. The more mature the team, the less likely it is the coach themselves is going to call it. The newer, younger teams may need some guidance on when to call it, so the coach will call it. But the BC team's a little bit older, and a little bit more mature, and they thought through it well. I think they came to the right conclusion. So, you know, I think the coach probably made a decent decision not to use it up here. The nice part of it is back in the day, you know, 4 years ago, the coach would be far enough away that they wouldn't necessarily even know. They might be at the far end and they wouldn't even know what they're talking about necessarily. Now with the coach at the end where the play is happening, they know exactly what's going on. They can hear them. They're 5 feet away from what's going on. And so they can tell whether or not they're getting into trouble a lot more acutely than they used to be able to. And certainly, you know, it's the same over at the curling club. The coaches are sitting right on the ice. They're not sitting behind the glass. And they're traveling back and forth with the play. And so they know right there what's going on. Huge benefit.
Shayla Hayward with her first shot here in the 8th end. She's sitting 2. Looking to guard the one on the center line button.
So what I loved about that shot was they recognized that the rock was curling and the rock was on a good track, and they let it do its work. Sometimes I'm finding with the directionality of the sweeping efforts, too often I hear curl, 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 straight, 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 curl, 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 straight, straight, straight. Okay, how about we don't sweep it at all and we get the right result? I'm not saying we don't clean it. Of course, you should always be cleaning the rocks, but sometimes there's a little over-analysis on the brushing and straight and curl. I love the way that they just managed that rock down there. Didn't overthink it, didn't overwork it, let it do its job.
Just a 10.
Ended up in a great spot.
Very good communication there between the front end and the skip there, and what needs to be done with sweeping. A couple times this week, and it was on the men's side where we have seen teams have probably less than desirable communication. There was some bickering going on in one game yesterday that I saw between the skip and front end over sweeping and whether you should or shouldn't be.
2/3, half.
This Manitoba team
Half a rock, 2/3 is fine.
seems quite aligned.
Just 10. This might be ice for 9. Maybe a hair more. Yeah, definitely don't want to over curl though.
Sean, what's she looking to do here?
Pretty sure she's looking at running her own yellow one in. See if I can draw this up a little bit. Get it a little bit on the high side, pop it in here. Again, if she's super lucky, she sits over here, shot underneath all that cover. Get rid of that. Needs to hit high side though. Low side or nose is not going to do the job.
She just gets on the high side enough to pop one of the reds out. Still leaves Manitoba sitting 1.
I think right there.
Yeah, not a bad result. Not what she wanted exactly. Manitoba's got to be careful here because there is the angle slash on the one she just threw. So they've got to address that.
I think come right in, but I don't think we want to be straight frozen to it. Okay. Like a little separation is good. If we're frozen on the high side, that's actually really good. Okay. I think we want to be frozen on the high side.
And so that's a great discussion about what we were talking about earlier and with respect to guards. They could choose to guard this run back, but if it's not exactly perfect, it's going to be there. So instead of throwing a guard, they're going to come back in here and sit 2. And that does the job probably more effectively than throwing the guard because the guard's so difficult to throw.
Shayla Hayward with her final shot here in the 8th end. Sitting 1. This one needs to finish. It's not going to.
Oh my.
That's kind of sneaky good, actually. Oh.
Yes, it actually is.
You're playing this, huh?
Yeah.
So not what she was calling, but
pretty effective.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, yeah. Yeah, there's not a lot there. There is actually my shot call.
But you can never come in and do this with like
is
board.
this you'll lose probably, but this will go away and you'll get your 2.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's make it like a 9.
Yep, so BC, Sean must have heard what you were saying and showing, because that is what they are going to be playing.
It's really difficult.
Oh, they're going to call coach interaction first.
Like we have the off our own.
There's the red, yellow down the center.
Do you think we should just play
I would rather just.
No, I don't know if one's safer. Do you think that's safer?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that.
I just don't know if you can squeak by. Are you throwing? Would you throw out turn?
I was thinking. You can throw either.
Because you got to hit like. What are you trying to hit? Like third rock?
It's pretty thin.
Yeah.
Can you see enough? Like, can you get by?
Like we just want to hit it here.
Okay.
I think you can definitely see it.
Whatever you're seeing. If you think you can see enough to get, but.
I think that's an easier shot than trying to make a run.
Okay. Just keep in mind you got to push it.
And they're both only for 2.
5 feet.
Unless we see something for 3, I think we just play that.
All I'm seeing is
It's
the
an
red
open
straight
draw.
onto the yellow or that. I just don't know if you can see enough. If
Yeah.
you guys
Do you think
can,
that's
then I
any
like it.
easier?
Let's just figure out how to make it.
So there was some conversation there about what else to throw, and from this view it looks like, oh, we could do this for 3, but there is a yellow rock up here somewhere which prevents that, so we'll throw that out. The one that Coach Logan was talking about was this.
Yeah, I do agree. Like if we're getting
And
might be hitting too much.
I wouldn't. That wouldn't be my first choice. There's too many angles involved there.
The other thing you heard Coach Logan Muron talk about was, are you going to throw the out turn, the in turn?
Yeah, we want to hit like a quarter.
Yeah, I think you have to throw the in turn. I'm not sure how you make this with the out turn, to be honest. With the out turn, you have to come this way, and then you have to skinny this guard to catch a bit of this. It seems to me more natural, and it's probably better visually for the thrower to throw it this way.
This should be good, I think.
This way.
Yeah. All right, let's make it.
We talked earlier about how the rotation of the thrown rock changes depending whether it might change with one turn versus the other. They are electing to throw the out turn, the one I don't like, but.
Emily Bowles with her final shot here in the 8th end, trying to come off of her own yellow.
She's close.
Oh, she just misses it.
And I think she took the wrong handle there because that was the flatter roll, and it ended up coming off the top of it.
So it'll be a steal of 1 for Manitoba here in the 8th. It'll be 8-4. We'll be back right after this.
Here's to those who ask how. Like Kevin, who asked Janine from Home Hardware how to build a place to work. Or not work. Or Siobhan, who took Josh's advice and created a front yard worthy of this TV commercial. Or Eric and Sasha, who asked Julie how to reimagine their backyard so they could be more outdoorsy. Complete your next project with helpful advice from thousands of store owners and team members across Canada. Home Hardware and Building Centers. Here's how.
The sports landscape continues to change, and teams and facilities are under more pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. They need the right team to deliver their product. Look no further than IKS Live. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience across all platforms.
Welcome back to the New Holland Canadian U21 Championships. We have Manitoba 1 and BC here. After another steal for Manitoba in the 7th, it is 8-4. Sean, we were talking about that last shot in the last end there. The in-turn, the out-turn. They went with the turn that we probably wouldn't have gone with. They were close, but not quite close enough.
Yeah, I think that the shot was the right call, I think. And considering which turn, I mean, you might think, well, what difference does it make? Depending on the step back, the turn that they chose would result in a flatter roll because the thrown rock is going to change handle. Change rotation direction. If they had thrown the other turn, it would have been a little sharper roll off, and they would have had a better chance to run into that shot. It was pretty well thrown.
It was very well thrown,
and it was really close as it was.
But nevertheless, Manitoba gets the steal. That is their 3rd steal of the game. They are now up 8-4, playing 9.
16.
And BC is going to need to have a big end here if they're going to come back and win this game or even get it into a 10th end.
Yeah, they got their work cut out for them. It's pull the goalie time now. They've got to kind of pull out all the stops, keep as many rocks in play as they can. If they're going to hit, I'm thinking they're hitting soft weight, keep rocks around, just move them around as opposed to removing them. Taking advantage of the free guard zone, throwing up a second guard on the other side.
We do have a couple finals already here today. On sheet B, the Quebec girls beat Prince Edward Island 10-4.
Right here.
And over on sheet D, Nova Scotia beat Ontario 11-4. Nova Scotia, that keeps them undefeated and on top of this pool.
Yeah, do that for now. Start feeling nervous.
On sheet E, we have Alberta and the Northwest Territories. Alberta leads that one 10-5, playing in the 9th end. And in our feature game, it's Manitoba 1 leading 8-4 here in the 9th end.
Line's good. Close for line.
Yep. It's going down.
Yes. Whoa, curl. Hard.
Pretty textbook start to the end.
Yep.
Manitoba throwing the one in. BC throwing a corner. Manitoba throwing a tight guard. BC throwing up another corner. Now BC is going to try and take advantage of one of the corners that they throw up, the tighter one. I like the call.
So this is Pool A. As I just said, Nova Scotia has already won their game to stay undefeated. Quebec has also won their game. They only have 1 loss. This Manitoba team, they are currently sitting at 3-2 with 2 losses, so they need this win to stay in the hunt for the playoffs. The top 3 in each pool will be in the playoffs at the end of this week. And a win here by Manitoba would keep them in 3rd place.
Okay.
I mean, it might. Do you like it?
Yeah.
I know you didn't ask my opinion, Shayla, but I do like it myself. I think the double peel is exactly what you should be doing.
Clean. Watch the shooter. Good, that's good.
She gets the top one, drives her red back.
Okay.
And through the house.
That's crazy. right here. You got it.
BC will try to come around their corner. Sean, are you trying to get 3 here, or are you, if you could get 2, would you be fine with 2, try to steal 2, or do you really need to put the pedal to the metal?
You need 3. I think if you get 2 here,
Okay, line really close. Curling.
the game's essentially over. Stealing is pretty hard, and BC has not been able to generate a steal to this point in the game. And so to try and steal 2 is going to be extra hard. The best they can hope for, I think, is have to steal 1 to try, and then try and steal 1 more in the extra. So I think they really have to be going for 3 here. Tall order, to be honest. Manitoba has whatever jitters I perceived them having early are long gone, and they seem well in control.
And trying to take 3 is more difficult when your opposition knows you need to take 3. It's one thing to do it in the first, second, third ends when both teams are playing aggressive, but when one team knows that you need to go all out and they can adjust their strategy as such, makes it that much more difficult to get 3.
Hitting and rolling? I don't mind open. What do you guys think? Roll into the corner. What do you like? I don't mind rolling behind the corner.
And if you are Manitoba, are you content to give them 2 here? Play this end?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, scoreboard management, in my mind, 2 no more, obviously, but if I could force them, even better.
Yeah. All right. You got it.
BC third, Meredith Cole.
Close. Yep. Yep. Oh, he won't. Remember curling a lot. Curl. Whoa. Close. Follow. Whoa. No roll. No roll. Sorry, Mare. 10-5.
She will hit and roll
Get the double.
Sorry, Mare.
You just roll it.
across that top guard into the open.
Do you like this turn or do you like this one?
I like it. Okay, I'm not going to get the double with the 9-5.
Why not?
Well, then don't roll too far.
Well, if you roll here,
You hear Shayla say, why not?
Okay.
Talking about whether or not they can make the double. The way that Shayla's calling it.
I think fundamentally they have decided they want the double or do they want to stick the shooter. Either one's fine in my mind, but let's just agree and that's fine. That's pretty good, actually, because BC can't really be playing hits on
You can
that.
just ignore it and go over here. Can play. What are you seeing? Sorry?
Once again, BC needing to score 3, most likely. The debate is, do you just ignore that one and go to the open?
Well, it's hard to ignore because it's so tight. Like it's in the forefoot.
Not that then. Do you
And they've only got 3 rocks left, so
Don't mind that.
I think they have to play something in and around there.
Second or third, you just have to be half in the 12. Just over here, full 12. So 15 here?
So they are choosing to just draw down to the 12,
You got it, Mare. My last one.
the other side of the house.
Not a bad selection, shot selection, because then Manitoba's going to be forced to decide, do I just pop that rock off the bat? And the issue with that is,
Just for weight. Just for weight.
the issue with that is,
Just for weight. Just one of
then
here. Just
BC has
here.
a chance to maybe use that in the middle.
Yep. Full 12, full 12. Keep going, go, hard. Yeah, you got it. 15-5.
So they will just get it there.
10. This one's staying.
Yeah, make sure I stay. Okay, for sure.
This is the smart call, and I would expect the BCU then will play that one on the forefoot. But
Just a
if
10.
Manitoba
just, like, roll,
sits
like,
here,
just like a flop
it makes the shot they just threw a little bit less useful.
Very much so.
Then BC's got to address that one in order to get their 2.
Easy 10.
Is this generous ice?
I'm gonna throw a 10. I'll throw easy 10. Kira's came up and she was big weight.
Okay.
I think this is close, hey?
You got it. Okay.
Skip Shayla Hayward, sorry. Their first stone here in the 9th. Just gets by her own red, makes the yellow go away.
That's a good shot.
Just gonna reduce. Come play that.
The difference between good and disaster was a very, very small margin there.
Yeah, if they ever rub that red one and spill away,
too.
then the 3 comes into play, then possibly for BC.
Just a 10.
Got it.
Okay. Be like here.
How's it curling here?
I think this should curl a hair. My last one we saw here curled a bit.
Okay, like that late finish?
Yeah. Yeah, really want to roll here. Just a 10. 10.
Can hear a bit of background noise there. That is the other Manitoba team in Northern Ontario, playing on the sheet A, 2 over from us.
Yeah.
Really critical here, the BC hit and sit. They must sit their shooter somewhere.
Oh.
Okay, down.
Oh boy. Emily Bowles there was just
down?
a little bit down on the weight. Maybe inside, but
over curls are the name of the game here in this week, and not just for BC, but for a lot of the teams. Again, I'll go back to the punishing impact of this championship ice. It's demanding. It just makes you play it. It makes you be precise with your release. And if you're not quite, you get eaten up for it. Manitoba just wants to put this in a place where there's no double.
Mine's okay, a little tight. Okay, India,
I need you to go.
All you,
Top 4. Mine's good. Yes. Mine's good. Mine's good.
That's really good. That's good.
and Manitoba comes right around that top guard. They lay buried, and BC now
I think Kira's fine for ice then.
Yeah, 10, you got it.
All right.
with no double available.
Was I on the stick?
Really good shot. Well managed again, and just in the perfect spot.
Yeah.
So BC is going to be forced here to try and just get a single.
Not even an easy single.
And I was just going to say, far from a gimme single.
They can't just nose it. They have to.
They need the inside
roll,
flop, yeah. On her final stone, Emily Bowles and BC looking for the hit and inside roll for 1. She's going to roll too far. She's going to give up another steal of one. And that will most likely be handshake time. And it is. Manitoba 1 will steal one. 9-4 final here on Sheet C. The New Holland Canadian U21 Championships. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will be back at 2 p.m. for a men's game. We will talk to you then.